Hello, my impatience. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. I'm back again. Guys. I hope you will join and engage with me. So, I'm looking for the truth. Whatever. Are they telling me the truth? Somebody says, Andrew, you should blast yourself off into outer space and scream in outer space, tell me the goddamn truth. But whatever. Are they telling me the truth? Can someone be honest with me, please? Are there hidden realities? Are there hidden realities that are going to make me upset? Or is it really all delusions and psychosis? So, are there hidden realities that are going to make me very upset? Are there hidden realities that are going to make me really angry? Are there hidden realities that are going to make me really upset and angry? I mean, how bad are the secrets? How bad are the hidden realities? When I discover the truth, am I gonna be enraged? Were my cousins, aunts, uncles, were they all associating with rich, powerful, and interesting people? Were they all associating with celebrities? Were they all having the time of their life? Like, what are the secrets? Were they associated with Billy Joel, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, and so on? Were they all partying with millionaires and billionaires for the past 20 to 25 years and excluding me? Is that what was happening? Is that what was happening? They were partying with millionaires and billionaires for the past 25 years and they were excluding me? Is that really what was happening? Can someone tell me the truth? Can somebody take accountability and tell me the truth? Can someone take accountability and tell me the truth, please? Or are there no hidden realities? Giant Big Ladder says, I'll take accountability. What's the accountability, Giant Big Ladder? What is it? Is it what's the accountability you want to take? Giant Big Ladder says, I have ruined my life. Are there secrets when it comes to my family, though? Giant Big Ladder says, that's the truth. The truth is, I have ruined my life. How have I ruined my life, Giant Big? Well, I mean, I mean, are there secrets when it comes to my family, though? Are they associated with rich, powerful, and interesting people? Are they associated with celebrities? He says there's no secrets. They're not partying with Billy Joel, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, millionaires and billionaires. They're not, living a life of luxury. They're not associated with Barack Obama, you name it, whoever. I mean, and excluding me from that, correct? Somebody says, your family is just as boring as you are, Andrew. Major of India says, how are you feeling today, Andrew? I'm feeling all right. I suspect there are secrets, but apparently that's not so. Apparently my family is just as boring as I am, and I'm coming to a feeling of conviction about hidden realities that I suspect are true. So toggle the emotional, switch to off, and become happy, chipper, lovey-dovey Andrew again. There's no lies, there's no gaslighting, there's no deception, there's no secrets that are being covered up. Giant Big Glider says he's outside playing with his daughter. It's a beautiful day. He says, why don't you take your medication and stop bitching? Erie says, well, sort of, kinda. Okay, Erie, please elaborate. Erie says, well, sort of, kind of. Elaborate, Erie. What's the hidden reality? Rusty says it's a possibility. Can somebody tell me the truth, please? Can somebody tell me the truth, please? I mean, Erie, Rusty, what's the truth? What is the truth? Erie says, well, no. Okay. All right. Rusty says, indubitably. So my family is just as boring and uninteresting and ordinary as I am. They weren't hanging out with all these celebrities and millionaires and billionaires, having the time of their lives while excluding me. Major of India says, your family is rich. How rich is my family? Somebody says, I'm not going to ask the Magic 8 Ball. The time is, how rich is my family? And were they excluding me from that life of luxury? Major of India says, your family is rich enough to take you on a cruise. That's pretty rich. Lamictodactyl says, no, Andrew, no matter how much you twist your mind around this, you are not in any way connected to anyone of value on this earth. Rusty asks, would you exclude me? No, I wouldn't exclude me. But you know what? Even if they did exclude me, basically, if they've, have no relationship with them, when I become successful on my own without them, just basically have no relationship like they had no relationship with me for the past 20 to 25 years. That's basically the answer. Even if they were associating with rich, powerful, interesting people, basically just cut them out and have no relationship with them. Not to say there's anything to cut out, because they've cut me out for the past, Erie says, there's a hidden door behind your fridge. No, there's not, Erie. There's no hidden door behind my fridge. Erie says, I see light. Oh, no, the door is right there. Giant Big Letter says, aren't you sick of this? So pretty much everybody is telling me the truth. Nobody is lying to me. Erie says, no. So what do you mean, Erie? Not everybody is telling me the truth. What do you mean? Giant Big Letter says most people keep the truth from you because you refuse to listen to it. So what is the truth I refuse to listen to? Giant Big Letter says you look old and tired. You need medicine. Lamictodactyl says you were a celebrity sacrifice, Andrew. Celebrities sacrificed you. They pharmacologically abused you. You were a human sacrifice in a humiliation ritual. Well, that's what I'm looking for, but is that really true? Giant Big Letter says people see you and they say, damn, this guy is under medicated. Should I go to NAMI tonight? Yeah, just try to get along with my father and go to NAMI tonight. That's an idea. All right. I didn't charge my father's car, Erie. I didn't charge my father's car. La 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 la. Giant Big Letter says, I wish you charged my car. Why do you wish I charged your car? Because you would lay me out with a punch? I would charge Giant Big Letter's car and he would knock me out. Let's see who texted me, by the way. All right. So how art thou, my impatience? I'm hungry. I don't know. How art thou, my impatience? Any questions, comments, and so on? Or should I wrap this one up? Somebody says, have you ever taken an IQ test? Yes, I scored a perfect 100% on my IQ test. I scored an A+ on my IQ test. I don't remember what my SAT score was, Erie. I don't remember what my SAT score was. Do I really really look old and tired? Do I really look old and tired? I'm tired and old. I'm tired and old. Erie says you're ugly and tired. Lamectodactyl says the only way for you to get famous is by doing something nefarious, like Luigi Maginoni. Can we see the side by side of you with Luigi? Let's see if I still have the picture. Oh yes, surprisingly. I didn't erase that yet. It's still on my desktop. That's me next to Luigi Maginoni. I got another one. Me next to Luigi Maginoni. So he says, do you think your looks are comparable compared to Luigi? You don't look like Luigi, Andrew. Andrew, frankly, in comparison to Luigi Maginoni, well, everybody looks. I mean, he threw his life away. He was a college graduate. He had a lot of potential, and now he's going to jail for the rest of his life, probably, or most of his life, for murder. I mean, don't do the time if you can't do the crime. I mean, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. But so he says Luigi is like a 10-year-old mentally, and you're like a 2-year-old mentally. Okay, fair enough. Oh no, Luigi's like a 10 in terms of looks, and I'm like a 2. All right, fair enough, Erie. Fair enough. She thinks I'm ugly. Well, I look like Mr. Bean at the very least. Let's compare me to Mr. Bean. I definitely got the Mr. Bean look. Mr. Bean. Do you guys think? Well, let's save this image. Do you guys think I look like this at all? Where's the Mr. Bean picture? Okay. Do you guys think I look like that? Do you think I look like Mr. Bean? Giant Big Letter says, yes, that's what you look like, Andrew. You look like Mr. Bean. She says, especially the eyes. You look like Mr. Bean. Major Vinny says, okay, you do look like that. He's got the nice hair. Hey, Mr. Bean, he gets the ladies, man. He's a legend in the comedy world. He's critically acclaimed. Don't talk down. Don't talk down about Mr. Bean. So he says, Mr. Bean has nicer hair than you, though, Andrew. Mr. Bean has nicer hair. Mr. Bean. Anybody want me to set up the DSLR and create more videos here? I heard my phone. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see what's going on my phone. Major of India says, if you don't want to take your medication, Andrew, call your doctor. So what's with the green screen? I like setting up the green screen. Why? Why do you ask, Giant Big Lighter? Giant Big Lighter asks, why do you set it up? Erie asks, do you think it would be easier to get a girlfriend if you were conventionally attractive? I don't think looks are my problem. I'm definitely above average looking. I think the problem is the mental health challenges and the lack of money. The problem is not my looks. Erie says, no, it's definitely your looks too. Somebody says, Ed only wanted money. I think I'm a hot guy. I think I look like a young Tom Cruise. Maybe it's delusions. I think I'm a hot guy. Somebody says, I'm surprised. Giant Big Letter says, you're delusional, Andrew. I'm not an ugly guy. I mean, I'm not an ugly looking guy. I'm looking at Leonardo DiCaprio from 2006 and The Departed right now, and I'm handsomer than him, quite frankly. So he says, no, you're not hotter than Leonardo DiCaprio, Andrew. You're not hotter than Leo in 2006. So I look like Mr. Bean. I look like I could be a comedy legend. Bang! Bang! Somebody says, this is the face only a mother could love. Somebody says, you're Mr. Bum, Andrew. You're not Mr. Bean. If you say so. Rusty says, Andrew has the face only 75 men could love. Let's get back to more. I felt like after taking HIV PrEP, I felt like I had a metaphorical bukkake. I felt like metaphorically 75 men had used me. And if my mother did that to me with premeditated intentions along with my stepfather, well, the only logical apology she could give me is to do a 75-man bukkake, quite frankly. Because metaphorically speaking, I felt like that's how I punched out of that joke. Sometimes you can see a joke is falling flat. All you have to do to punch out of the joke is go like this. And everybody doesn't notice that you're just setting yourself up to bomb. I'm like, oh, that wasn't going to go over. And you just... don't want to hurt myself. Don't want to break my neck and become a quadriplegic. That'd be what it ain't. That would be what it ain't. And I actually really did slip. That wasn't fake, Yuri. That wasn't fake. But I didn't hurt myself that badly. So he says, if you aren't gay, don't wear those sweaters. What's wrong with these sweaters? Some people say they like my sweaters. Hey, I don't have much of a budget. I have less than $1,000 to my name, and these sweaters are like $40, and they look okay on me. So, this I'm making do with the budget I have. I don't have Justin Bieber's budget, for Christ's sake. I don't have Justin Bieber's budget. So I can't afford like really expensive clothes. So for the money I have, I dress pretty fashionably. So he says Bieber doesn't have the talent Andrew has. Clearly, I agree with that. I think I should be on the big budget studio equipment and Hollywood cameras, and Bieber shouldn't. I mean, I don't care if Bieber's. I mean, if he's got an audience, good for him. But I think I should be on the big budget Hollywood cameras and studio equipment too. I don't know why I'm not. I don't know why I feel like there's a stifler who's sabotaging me. Maybe it's Katy Perry. Maybe Katy Perry is sabotaging me. I don't know. Or Billy Joel, or maybe Howard Stern, or Barack Obama. But I need to realize this is delusions. You're sitting in anonymity posting on social media. That's the reason you're not a movie star. You're pouring your life down the drain. So he says, Katy Perry is laughing at you from space. Why not Opie and Anthony? Because Opie and Anthony don't really have that much power. I mean, I guess they could be stiflers and sabotagers. I suspect my cousin or aunt or uncle or somebody worked for the Obama campaign, and my family was associated with the Obama. It's a suspicion that I'm coming to a feeling of conviction about. I mean, there's no. I mean, nobody has. Somebody says it's delusions. It's delusions. Only believe things that are confirmed and corroborated by others. Somebody says, are you worried that people would treat you like a buffoon laughingstock on the Opie and Anthony show? Yeah, if you ask you, I remember when I was like 2006, 2005, 2007, I wanted to call up the Opie and Anthony show, and I wanted to be like one of these, like like buffoonish characters who they would laugh at and ridicule and mock, like like the Beavis and Butthead type. Like, oh, this is our eccentric comedian, like the Mr. Bean, bang. But that never really happened. I actually called Ron and Fez. I don't think I ever got through to Opie and Anthony, though. And they actually complimented me on my speaking ability many years ago. I think I don't know if anybody has those archived, but if anybody could find my call I have no idea when I did it. I have no idea what year it was, but it exists. I think I called twice. There's a call out. There's two calls out there of me on Ron and Fez from like 2006, 2007, 2008-ish. And I got through. I was talking about like eating, strawberries and cream oatmeal, and I forget exactly what. And he said it was pretty funny. I said my name was William from Hicksville. So if people, I didn't say my name was Andrew from Levittown. I said my name was William from Hicksville. I got through. Giant Big Letter says he used to call Ron and Fez all the time. I'd be interested to hear the audio, but I have no idea how to go about getting the audio. I have no idea how to go about getting it, so. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Like, I don't even know what year it was. It was either 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. I have no idea. Somebody says there's tons of archives. Yeah, it's buried. It's kind of like finding a video in the old Cell Waters archive. It's just so buried in noise that it's hard to find the signal, But it exists. It exists. I called the Ron and Fez show twice, I think. It exists out there somewhere. So he says, Fez died not just too long ago. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think Ron Bennington was the better of the two, but, obviously Fez had his name attached to the show. It was... In the years I was listening, I mean, he didn't really do much. I mean, he just kind of... Somebody says, I heard he had AIDS. Did he really have AIDS? Let's look up Fez from Ron and Fez. Did he really get AIDS? Ron, I mean, I believe it. I think he might have been a homosexual, or at least that was his gimmick. Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, I'm believe it or not, I'm not an expert on Ron and Fez. I'm not an expert on Ron and Fez. Somebody says, you kind of look like him. All I know is I had an XM player and I called into the show twice. And I'm like, this is my ticket to superstardom. This is my ticket to being rich and famous, calling into Ron and Fez. This is my ticket to Hollywood and being a radio shock jock. This is my ticket to the big time. Somebody says, Fez died of a heart attack. He did not have AIDS. Yeah, I think Ron and Ron was the previous show, and his prior co-host had AIDS, I think. Erie says, do you still think you could be famous? Some people said the only thing you could be famous for, Andrew, is doing something nefarious, like Luigi Maginoni. Fuck you. I don't want to be nefarious. I want to be a radio shock jock or a movie star or a comedian. I don't want to be a nefarious criminal like Luigi. La 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 la. Radio shock jocks. Maybe we could get Rusty. Maybe Rusty could. Sorry. Maybe we could do like. Somebody says Todd Hiller was like you, Andrew. Who's Todd Hiller, Rusty? I don't know who Todd Hiller was. Let's Google that name here. Oh, Fez. That's Fez. Hey, I mean, like, I don't know if it holds up. I mean, I liked it when I was in college and I was 18 years old. I mean, I don't know how it holds up. If I went back and listened to Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez, if I'd still find it hilarious, or if I'd be like, Giant Big Letter says it was hilarious. The greatest radio show of all time. Okay, I mean, if you say so, Giant Big Lighter. I mean, I liked it when I was in college, and I don't know if I went back and listened to it if I would still feel the same way, but sometimes you go back and things that obviously you liked at the time. I know most people were listening to Howard Stern, who were like the New York Yankees, and I was listening to the New York Mets, but that's all right. Some people say Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez, that was like the New York Mets, and that's what I was listening to, where a lot of people were like you preferred to listen to Howard Stern, which was like the New York Yankees, right? But so besides being mean to your parents, I don't think you have one hobby, Andrew. No, I do. Showing you my toe. Tara better not enter the house. How does it look? Does it look like the new nail is coming in? Does it look like the new nail is coming in good? Somebody says, your nail looks fucked up. Go back to the podiatrist. Erie says, it's cancer. I got my x-ray from December here. It wasn't cancer as of December, but I do run every day. So maybe I'm developing toe cancer. Maybe I'm going to be like Bob Marley. Maybe I'm going to die like Bob Marley from toe cancer. Anybody got any last questions? Erie says, your face kind of looks like it's been melting. Fair enough, Erie. Fair enough. So how bad are the secret? Just enough. I mean, it just okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to NAMI tonight. I'm gonna socialize with people. Try to meet a girlfriend. Iris says the secrets are a 10 bad. Your family was all associating with Howard Stern and Barack Obama and Katy Perry and Justin Bieber and Leonardo DiCaprio, and they were all living a life of luxury, and they were all laughing at you through social media saying, look at him, he's eating trash, somebody says, you're pathetic, Andrew. You know, they were all living the life of luxury, having the time of their lives. And they were excluding me from it. At least that's my suspicion. La 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 la. Death to all those who oppose Admiral Wiscon. Death to all those who oppose Admiral Wiscon. Somebody asks me, am I Jewish? No, to be honest with you, I know some people suspect, I'm Jewish because I behave like a neurotic New York, person. But I assure you, I'm not Jewish. Somebody says, I have a lot of Jewish traits. I got the Jewish victim complex. But, a lot of people say I talk like I'm Jewish. I behave like I'm Jewish. But I am, Catholic. Some people say I would make a good Jewish person. I should convert because I certainly behave like a neurotic Jewish New Yorker. That's for sure. Giant Big Letter says yes, Andrew. You behave like a neurotic Jewish New Yorker. So he says, if you convert, they'll probably make you famous because the Jewish people, they run the media. All right, maybe that's my ticket to riches and fame. Maybe I need to be Jewish. My ticket to riches and fame. It worked for Whoopi Goldberg. I'm not too religious, though. Erie says, the hair is doing you no favors. Maybe I'll get a haircut tomorrow. You don't like the 1960s psychedelic rocker hair? You don't like the 1960s psychedelic rocker hair? It's awfully considerate of you to think of me here. So he says, grow it out. Grow it into an afro. And I'm most obliged to you for making it clear that I'm not here. And I never knew the moon could be so. So you got Kramer hair, Andrew. You look like Kramer from Seinfeld without the racism. I look like Michael Richards without the racism. Michael Richards without the racism. He's not even racist. He says he was getting heckled and he had a tsunami. Yeah, I mean, he was one of the first victims of. I know a lot of people. I mean, captured his rant on camera. I bet you he's not a racist. I mean, like the term racist gets thrown around so loosely. You know, I mean, Michael Richards, you know, probably isn't affiliated. I mean, I could see if he was really in the KKK and he was dressing up in white hoods and he really was a white supremacist. I mean, people say stupid shit all the time. You know what I mean? And you know, if you left a running tape recorder around, you know, anybody really, that'd say you'd probably catch them saying stupid shit. And you know, it doesn't mean you think your race is superior to other races. It just means you've said stupid shit in your life. So you know, if Michael Richards says I'm not a racist, I believe that. You know, I know Hulk Hogan from the WWE said, you know, I'm not a racist, and he said stupid shit. And I think it was like Bubba Love Sponge when he was having a sex tape, they recorded him saying, you know, racist stuff. And you know, I know Dennis Rodman came to, you know, Hogan's defense. He's like, oh no, Hogan's not a racist or something like that. I mean, people say stupid shit. People say stupid things, and if you dig and you comb through my text messages and my, you know, social media content, and yeah, I'm sure you could find me putting my foot in my mouth saying controversial shit here and there. You know, I'm sure you could find me saying like, oh, you know, something racist or something like, you know, but the truth is, you know, judge not a man by the color of his skin, but by the content of his character. That's the way to live, you know? Somebody says Dennis Rodman is BFFs with Kim Jong Un. Yeah, I mean, why doesn't Kim Jong Un take Dennis Rodman prisoner and put him in like a death camp, like Otto Warmbier? You know, like I guess because Dennis Rodman's high profile and he's training their basketball team, but you know, like why? Like I don't understand why he's. I guess because he like kisses his ass and he serenades him and he pretends like he's buddies with Kim Jong Un. Yeah, I mean, it would look. I mean, but yeah, I wouldn't feel safe going into that country. I would not feel safe going into that country. Yeah, yeah, I would not feel safe going into that country. I'd probably be detained. Some people say, Andrew, that's your ticket to riches and fame, or your ticket to fame at least. A duress trial in North Korea, where I said Donald Trump, like you know how Otto Warmbier said, you know, Obama made him do it. I'll be like, Donald Trump made me steal some propaganda poster. You know, that somebody says a duress trial where you look like, you know, you're traumatized. That's your ticket to fame. Go into North Korea and commit a crime, Andrew, but like a really small crime, like steal a poster, allegedly. And they say you'll be all over YouTube and social media, and everybody say, oh, this is it. That's my ticket to going viral. You know, I mean, that's not how I want to be remembered, though. I want to be remembered as a celebrity. I want to be remembered. I mean, somebody asks, am I horny for Otto Warmbier? I don't think I'm horny for him necessarily. What do you mean? It was a pretty interesting story that, you know, I would talk about a lot. Um, I mean, he definitely suffered tremendously. I mean, he brought it upon himself by going into that country. You know, I mean, he was ultimately left in a vegetative state, and you know, he seemed like he was I think he was like the valedictorian of his school, and he seemed like a smart kid. He seemed like a well-behaved and nice kid. I mean, definitely had a very bad fate where he was tortured in North Korea. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, he seemed nice. He seemed cool. I mean, I liked him. I mean, based on what I've seen of him. But yeah, I mean, that's, somebody says if you look up fucked in the dictionary, you looked up I'm so screwed. Getting detained in North Korea and being a prisoner, that's like the definition of, oh my God, I'm fucked. 15 years of hard labor in North Korea. That's like, like there are some things like, oh, fucked in the dictionary. Oh, but like the psychiatric hospital for a month because, you got physical with your mother. That's bad. But like 15 years of hard labor in North Korea, that like, and you're doing duress trials where they're making you blame Obama. I mean, that's like the definition of I'm so fucked. I'm sure he suffered tremendously, but at the end of the day, it could have easily been avoided by not going into North Korea. Somebody says about me, nobody cares about your suffering because you're a man, Andrew. Name a famous man who. I feel bad. I feel empathy for Otto Warmbier. I feel like he probably suffered tremendously. I wouldn't want to be in his situation. I realize, he probably lived through hell on earth. So I feel bad for Otto Warmbier. Somebody says, how long do you feel bad about it? Does it make you want to hear his covers? Like if he wrote a book, maybe I'd read it. Let's say he survived North Korea and wrote a book about like, oh, my suffering in North Korea. I might buy the book. I don't read, but I'd be fascinated and I might actually read it. My suffering in North Korea. Like, oh, interesting. Somebody says, Andrew, don't talk stupid. You don't read. You wouldn't buy a book. All right, I might get the audio reading of it. Somebody said, Giant Big Letter says, how do you not read, Andrew? Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. I got to try to broaden I got to read. I got to read some books. Yeah. Giant Big Letter says, reading is one of life's few pleasures. All right, guys, I think I'm going to get going here. Let's see who's calling me. Ugh.